can send it to you. Hello everyone, and welcome to another night of exciting NXR racing. We are here for Tier 1 once again, this time coming to you from round 2 of this season at the French Grand Prix. I am, as per usual, Gale Force, and alongside me is good old Shaman. How are you doing?
I'm good. Could be better in terms of my physical health, but my mental health is doing good. What about yours?
Quite the opposite.
Is it bad I knew that?
Look, you set me up high, you know exactly the response I'm going to give.
Yeah, we're here for good mental health, and hopefully this race will improve your mental health. Here today at France. Not often France does that, but hopefully today this will be a different story.
It might improve the mental, but everyone knows, looking at the visual of Circuit Paul Ricard, it will not help your eyesight. Thing looks like
I believe who
damn
is pronounced
ink
Ricard.
Oh, what?
Ricard?
No.
Si.
That is not...
Si.
Si. That's not French!
Da.
Oh, we're gonna ignore this man for a moment. We have a couple reserves in tonight. First off is Aleph, I believe, actually, as a reserve for one of the Mercedes drivers. My brain has gone blank. Who is he reserving for? Oh god, I've already forgotten who's on the grid.
Well, he's reserving for C. Davis's teammate, Gale.
Well, yeah, I don't... Who is his teammate? Hold on, I'm bringing up the app so I can double check.
The app? Come on now. You should know who it is.
Give me a moment, drivers, Mercedes, Artifact. Artifact's not here? Wait. Oh. That's slightly disappointing. He's normally pretty good. So yeah, Aleph replacing Artifact. We have, who else is reserving? We have Rafe replacing Jammy Jacko, who's probably on the pit.
good to see Rafe back.
Yep, good to see Wraith. Obviously, I believe he missed out on an actual seat this season, so he's in a slightly difficult spot.
Oh, he needs to make these races count.
Apparently the weather will be dry all weekend, which is good news. Yaps is missing tonight and is... well, for some people. Yaps is missing, so Tomzo out here to recreate his Cinderella story here at Paul Ricard for the second time. And then the last reserve we have, all the way from Tier 3, we've got Ryan R. in an Aston Martin, replacing Gifted Feather, alongside ABR Ryan, which feels like they're just here to make our life hell.
What do you mean? It's Ryan partnering Ryan in the Aston Martin. It makes perfect sense.
I'm throwing hands of Ali after tonight, that's all I'm saying.
Maybe you're not throwing hands with me for once.
Not yet.
So, Elfdog's gonna be the first person to start a flying lap coming through as Wookie comes out on his outlap, his teammate.
Ooh, this could be well timed by Wookie. Oh, never mind, Ulfdog
and
has
he's already invalidated.
I was gonna say, if you can follow Ulfdog, you might get a nice toe on his flying lap, but
I believe there's an Alpha Tauri on a flying lap just coming up to them now, so there could still be the chances for toes.
Yep. Yeah, Scriv's on an outlap just up ahead of Halsey, actually, who is the driver on a flying. On a flying? Yes. Oh god. Don't do this on no hours of sleep. It's not a good idea. Yep,
and unlike Australia, this is actually a really good track for toes.
True.
Especially down these back straights.
I just broke my pen.
Yeah, if you keep clicking it on and off.
Sure.
So, what's your tip to really nail this circuit?
To nail this circuit, I'm not entirely sure. I know for the race, as you can attest as well as me, the key here, more than anything, is staying within the track limits.
I mean, both of the leagues that I've raced in for Formula 1, my debuts there have been France. and I've got P5 in both of those races. So, lucky
Hell's
track, I guess.
coming through with the 29.9. Yeah, I mean, the importance of avoiding the penalties here is incredibly, incredibly important. Dropass actually goes just ahead of his former team by a tenth of a second.
What I've heard from a lot of drivers this weekend is nailing turn 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Because apparently you can lose over half a second in just that part of the track if you just slightly mess it up.
It's not only very easy to get wrong, it's very easy to just slide the car, especially through turn 2. So you could run wide, you could exceed track limits on the inside, on the outside, but keeping the car under control over the small rise in the circuit through turn 2 is probably the most crucial part of the lap, and Ulfdog has actually invalidated it again.
I don't want
to Wookie.
Take the mick a little, but Monkman got crossing the line going P3 just behind Halsey. He actually crossed the white line.
Well, you can cross the line as long as you're not going into the pits.
No, but he fully crossed the line like shouldn't be. Sort of situation.
Was he entering the pits?
Well, no, but he never specified that you were allowed to cross the line when you're not crossing the pits. See, it's such an awkward rule, you know?
I mean, I feel like it was assumed there would be a...
Meanwhile, 7/10 quicker is Wookie.
Wookie, the first of what I would call the big guns from last week. You saw him go from the back of the grid all the way up to 4th, I think, by the end of the race.
I believe it was 4th, and he got the driver's driver of the day on Twitter. So congratulations to him for that award. Hopefully they'll be shown correctly this season. I know there was a lot of issues with that last season. Because ABR Ryan has started a flying lap.
I believe there was some confusion between the game's driver of the day and the voted driver of the day last season.
But hopefully that should all
coming
be
through to
sorted
set. Mills jumps up to P2 there with his time. As the Aston Martin of Ryan R starts his flying lap. And Wraith comes through to finish his. He has definitely backed off, otherwise that is a very slow lap.
That's I don't know what you mean, I'm struggling to get that. Oh, and there we go, there's
to the top. Ooh.
That's close though.
That's very close. Just over 100th of a sec. No. Yes, 100th of a second.
Oh. Yeah. So, I'm on board with Vivian Ryan. He's just coming into sector 3. Quite tricky in its approach. He actually got fastest lap in the Australian Grand Prix, and it was 3/10 ahead of the pole position lap time. So in the race, he was faster than pole position by 3/10 of a second.
I actually didn't realise that. I know he took the fastest lap right near the end.
But it was 3/10 faster than the pole time. So, as he just goes P3 here, he's definitely got pace about him, has Ryan. And that statement is not at all inaccurate whenever you're talking about either one of the Ryans.
Oh, both of the Ryans are very quick drivers. I mean, we saw dominance from Ryan R in the Tier 3 race on Friday. However, according to Mr. Phillip, who we know very well in chat, Ryan R is going to crash, he says.
And well, a lot of people seem to think this way. Yet they still complain that he's in Tier 3.
Well, Hazard's asking who our picks are for the race. So obviously, I think it's fair to say the top 3 we expect will probably feature Kimi, Wookie and Mark. Those are 3 of the top drivers in the series.
100%.
Wookie retiring, believing he is complete, and Ryan R, I believe, has had a spin or an off in the end of Sector 1. Not sure what happened there. Although Ulfdog actually too far behind his teammate right now. less than a tenth off of Wookie, so he could jump in and play a part in this race.
I mean, Old Dog's been putting in the grind, so let's be on scale. Ever since near the end of season, since the end of last season, he was going for that Tier 2 title, just missed out unfortunately, but he was putting in the hours.
Oh yeah. I think at least for me, I think my pick today is going to be Wookie. I think he showed last week he has a lot of potential at the moment. I mean, to finish where he did, considering where he started, was very impressive. So we can only hope to see him perform a bit better if he gets to start near the front, maybe contend for the win. I mean, obviously his pace already is matching that of Kimi.
Oh yeah. But does Kimi have better racecraft than Wookie?
That is something I would be willing to say, that they are both very talented, both in the field and in clear air, because we've seen, obviously, Wookie last week proved what he has and what he's capable of.
100%.
And Kimi, we saw him fighting with Mark last week and last season, as well as Mark's. Last season, obviously, we had our engine penalties. So we saw a difference in the races where we would have to see people coming through from the back, and I believe Kimi made a great recovery from his engine penalty. I think he finished up near the front when he did.
Didn't he actually win that race? Because it was when Mark was not here. It was either first or second.
In Mexico. I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up. I do have the stats somewhere. Mark actually has set a time. This sort of slipped under the radar because it's only P4 with a 29.4.
And the fact that we have to say only when we come to a driver of Mark's standards really sets the level that we and him himself expects from himself.
I mean, last season it was fair to say that you would normally expect to see the name NXR Mark in first or second.
Either in front or behind Kimi.
Now we've got Wookie here, who's obviously going to mix things up. He can throw hands with the best of them. And Wolfdog showing that he's nothing to be trifled with. So Mark is... I'm not going to say Mark has to step up his game. Mark is one of the top drivers. He just has to attend more races. I mean, I don't even mean that. I mean, he's just got to do what he did last season against a couple extra drivers. As Bruno actually jumps into the times finally with a lap time, putting himself P8 with a 1:29.6. Ooh, Lots in the chat has given us the stat. It was Mexico. He finished second.
Yes, I imagine it was a front row finish after the quick pen.
Yep, finished behind Wraith, in fact.
Wraith right now, who is still P20. He's actually on a lap right now, but he's invalidated.
Wraith hasn't actually gotten a proper time in.
About to start one,
1:56.7. Yeah, I'm right on board. A 1:56.7 is not a great lap.
He just set a 1:33 on his invalid lap, so he's definitely got pace. How much pace remains
right on the edge. Right on the edge through the exit of turn 2. The track limits here, very cruel at times, very forgiving at others.
Rafe seems to me like a person, I don't know if you agree with this, Gail, who always seems to be trying to get 110% out of the car.
He definitely seems like someone who either has back off completely or full attack. He does not seem to have a lower mode, at least not from what I've seen of him. But I mean, sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes that's a bad thing. It depends on the race, and we'll see what he has this week and how well it plays out for him.
I have to agree, because when it comes to making the mark, Rafe can usually be your guy. but for an extended period of time, he hasn't shown that quality, which is why he was obviously left undrafted. And why drivers like Ryan R dropped into Tier 3, because while they're great and speedy drivers, they just haven't shown that they can do it across multiple race weekends consistently. And I honestly think that's why drivers like myself and yourself are picked, because we can keep it together for multiple race weekends in a row. Because Rayford is P15, which is not what I expected.
Just inside, above the cutoff, only by 1/100th of a second over Ryan.
Definitely go faster.
Definitely, I think a lot of people could. Ryan apparently 2/100ths of a second up on his time currently. We're going to see if he can improve that as he comes out the final turn, takes a little bit of the curb, spins up the wheels. Well, that cost him. He still improves, and it puts him just back ahead of Wraith.
It's funny with Ryan R, because Ryan R is what I would call a time trial perfectionist. He will do time trials again and again and again, so he's used to this sort of qualifying dynamic. So, and with time trials, he's on pace with the likes of Kimi and Mark, maybe a few tenths off. So, it's surprising. I mean, the gap between him and Kimi is less than a second, if you look at the broad scheme of things. And even with that, he's still knocking on the drop zone.
I mean, the top 18 right now, covered by just under a second. I think the thing that is interesting is Tomzo just improved on his lap. Only went 16th, and then Scrivs comes in 0.02 of a second off Wraith. The gap between being in and being in 18th place is 0.08 of a second. 0.07 of a second.
It's absolutely amazing, but also manic at the same time. We've only got a minute and 40 seconds left in the session, so many people will be opting for their last runs about now.
Bradder's on an outlap, Night Owl on an outlap. Both drivers quickly going to try and make their way around. Millsy retires, he's in P4, he should be safe no matter what. Unless somehow everyone improves. AVR Ryan's come back out, not entirely sure what that is, but he's gone back into the pit lane, so... Oh no, that's Ryan R that's into the pits. That's, I believe, Ryan R done. And now it's in the hands of the drivers in the drop zone.
I mean, surely Ryan's going to be out of qualifying then, because you wouldn't bet against Tomzo, Ray, Scrivs, Night Owl, or Pradders to set a faster time than that, even if the gain's only by a tenth. You only need to gain a tenth and you're in.
We'll have to wait and see. We're going to watch Tomzo for the moment as he's just started up and he's just invalidated it. That's game over for Tomzo. No more qualifying for the Ferrari. He will be out no matter what.
No more qualifying for Wraith either. Done. No more qualifying for Scribs. He's in the pits. It's down to Night Owl and Bradders.
Here we go. Bradders just starting his lap. Halsey retires from 10th. He is safe. Here we go, out of turn 2, Bradders using as much of the track as possible. The Alpine team principal, looking to put on a show in front of their home crowd.
I'll be on board with Night Owl while you go on board with Bradders.
0.5 tenth up at the moment, that's not going to be even close to enough for Bradders. He needs at least 3, nearly 4 tenths to make it in. So he's going to need a big middle and final sector here.
Bradders only needing half of... Sorry, Night Owl only needing half of that, 2 tenths. That's him from...
C. Davies in 14th at the moment. I believe he's on a flying lap. He's close. 2.5 tenths up now for Bradders. Improved.
Oh, Night Owl's invalidated.
So that means it will be a back row start for the McLaren no matter what. The question is which position, because Bradders is improving. If he can keep this final sector tidy, that's going to be into the top 15, and will knock Ryan R out of the session.
He only gained about 3 tenths in that, in the first 2 sectors. He needs just a tiny bit more. Can he get it?
Right on the limits of the track. What does he have? Crosses the line. It's a...
Oh, just enough.
Just
Whoa. That
just
was
under
close.
Just under 0.03 of a second gets him in. A tenth. separating 15th to 19th.
And
That is how close it was to make it in.
Everyone is within a second of Kimi.
The entire field within a second. Good God.
This is Tier 1, ladies and gentlemen. This is NXR.
Oh, I have never been more glad to have been demoted.
The top 10 within half a second. And the gap between 9th and 13th. Ugh.
Sorry, Hajino, subscribing with Twitch Prime.
It won't get you a Tier 1 seat, but yeah, Genius.
might get his name on the side of Yaps' helmet for the next race, who knows?
Maybe, it's the only time I'll be aware of his existence.
What? What? That's a bit mean.
Well, Yaps never picked him!
What? He drove for Yaps last season.
Yeah, but whenever the time came for him to really test himself, he just got aired.
This is some slander against Hajino. I will not stand for it.
No,
That
I'm on
man is-
Hajino's
that man-
side here, Gale. I'm on Hajino's
That man
side.
was one of
That
the
man
big
was never
gainers of
picked
last
for Yaps
season.
when the moment counted. Whenever he could go up to tier 1, he got completely rejected. I'm on his side here.
I'm gonna have to have words with Yaps about this.
We've already had
TX
it.
Phillip coming through saying Ryan a massive bottle job. Well, he is out.
He is a
16th
tier
on the
3
grid.
driver, so well done, he's 13.
I mean, yeah, he's a tier 3 driver. He managed to outqualify 4 of NXR's finest. So, I wouldn't call that a bottle by him. I think that's a decent result
Definitely
so
not
far.
a bottle job. I don't see you in tier 1 right now, Philip.
Alright, hold on. We're not taking shots at Philip here.
I'm not taking shots, I'm just saying a fact.
We respect Philip.
I
in
like
this
Philip,
house.
don't get me wrong, I like Philip.
Good.
He's disrespecting one of our drivers.
I mean, weren't you calling that same driver a time trial merchant earlier?
No, I said a time trial perfectionist.
Okay, cool. You brought out the thesaurus for it.
I don't think merchant and perfectionist are the same meanings.
Look, they may not be synonyms, but in this context, it fits.
Look at you bringing out the thesaurus with the word synonyms.
Not saying we've spoken to Yaps about this and the computer says no. Well, that's rather cruel, if I'm honest.
The computer says no.
Yeah.
Oh, well done.
Well, thankfully Hajino has been brought into a much nicer team environment.
Have you tried killing the rich and putting him in tier 1?
I mean, maybe.
That's
Also, Philip has responded to you saying that he doesn't sit inside swaying F1 like Ryan does, so I mean, I don't really think there's a response for that.
Hmm.
I mean, fair play.
I mean, Ryan needs to be careful what he says back because I hope he doesn't end up in timeout.
Yeah, I think Philip needs to be careful because if Ryan sees this, there's going to be hands thrown.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, most people are probably on the side of Philip, to be perfectly honest with you. Everyone doesn't like Ryan because he's in tier 3.
What? I wouldn't say we don't like Ryan.
Well, some of the drivers are taking a pretty big disdain towards him for being in tier 3 when he's quicker, but that's not necessarily smarter.
Oh. I thought you meant in terms of, like, he's in tier 3, peasant. You know, like,
Bitch, can I talk?
you're in tier 2.
Yeah, we all know how I got that job, so I can say it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, apparently Ryan is Lottie's therapist, so, I mean,
Wait, which way round is that?
fair enough. Ryan is her therapist.
I mean, do you really want a Scottish person being your therapist?
I think that would be a great therapist.
Actually, no, yeah.
I want a Scottish therapist. Are you kidding me?
I mean, the voice is great, but I mean, like, the advice might be a bit questionable, but that's what you want from a therapist.
We should probably stop with the nonsense. LeBruno on a flying lap here in Q2 on the medium tyres.
NXR is
How do we-
nonsense. I mean,
We throw it up. Everyone except Halsey has selected the medium tyres currently.
NXR did have the first part of that word for a bit.
Moving swiftly on. Bruno coming into the final sector now. Just a couple more technical corners.
Technical being the word.
2 more turns to go. He's going to get it nice and tight through the inside of the left-hander. Keeps the car over to the left to open up the entry for the final turn. Brings it over, gets on the curb. DRS open. Down the start straight for Bruno. Last week, I claimed he was back. Now we'll have to wait and see if that's true. Bruno is fastest at the moment for 30.4. 3 tenths though. Being gained by Ulfdog, who jumps ahead of him very quickly. And McLaren coming through. That's going to be NXR Mark taking the fastest time by around 7 tenths of a second.
Interesting to note, Halsey is on the soft compound tyre, the only driver to be out on it right now.
It's an odd choice by Halsey, considering how many people we see on the medium tyres.
I mean, you know what the strategies are around here, and I don't know if you're as open to saying it this week as you were last week, but is it a medium to hard track?
If you want the easy option, it is very much a medium to hard track. Like, that's the simple one, you don't need to manage much, you can just basically go full send the whole run. However, you can, if you're feeling spicy, use a set of mediums and a set of softs. It's much more difficult and will require some tyre saving, but it is possible, but not ideal. Halsey, unsurprisingly,
do you mean soft medium
tops the time.
Or soft hard?
I think you might be able to do both. I think we saw it in Tier 2 last season, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably Razza.
Someone could fact check me on that. I think Luke Watkins did. No, Razza was Tier 1.
Oh, sorry. I just assumed.
No, I think Luke Watkins did it last season. Well,
no, he was Tier 2 last season.
Yeah. Luke Watkins was. I think I saw him do medium to softs, but I'm not sure.
I mean, the man himself.
I'm right. Yep, he's actually the man himself is in chat and has confirmed he did use a set of mediums and a set of softs.
How many safety cars was it in that Tier 2 race? Because I remember it going quite well for me.
Oh, wait, no. Maybe I'm wrong.
Drop ass has just
it's
hinted
hard
Milkman.
Where are either of these people? There they are.
Coming out round to the final corners now. I think Drop has to get out of the way of Milkman, and Milkman put on the brakes and make sure he didn't run into the back of him.
Oh. That is not ideal. Also, Luke Watkins has confirmed there was actually hard softs, not soft mediums. But it is a possible strategy. It may not be the easiest or the ideal, but it is possible and an option on the table for drivers like Halsey who have decided to go with the soft tyres.
You think anyone else will opt for the soft tyres?
I think towards the end of the session we may see some people in the drop zone take the risk. At the moment, who's on a lap?
ABR Ryan saying an absolutely stunning time.
Just flicking through. Who's actually towards the end of a lap? We've got a train of cars actually down the back straight. Both Hasses and Drop Ass all on their first lap. Coming down the back straight, we'll see where. Keep following Kimi for the moment, reigning champion. See where he goes.
Brad is about to cross the line. He goes 9th.
Just ahead of Milkman. Still very close. I mean, other than Ryan's somewhat off time, between the medium runners, it's still a second covering all 9 of them at the moment. Halsey obviously on the softs will have a pace advantage.
Would it be enough?
Like Sector 2 or Sector 3, it's a Alfa Romeo getting out of the way. But we'll find out. Kimi comes out of the final turn, brings the car over to the left. Halsey has retired in P1. He feels like that soft run will be enough. Kimi, only 6th fastest.
Only
Drop
6
X
fastest,
jumps
but
up to 7th.
that's not even 2 tenths slower than Wookie.
True, we have 5 drivers covered by 2 temps at the moment. Drive on Driver only gets 13th there with a 30.9. Milkman comes through on a cooldown lap to go again. Here comes ABR Ryan though on a flyer and jumps up to P7.
A lot of drivers putting in an absolute clinic here, wouldn't you agree?
I think we're seeing exactly why this entire field is in Tier 1. Halsey saying if he's through, he's happy. If he's not, he's happy. So that's why he's retired in P1 at the moment.
I mean, he did set a good lap on those softs. Well, good enough to be leading, anyway.
Yeah, I was trying to remember what the times were in Q1.
I mean, none of them were in the 129s.
On the softs?
Oh, no, sorry. Well, none of them were in the 129s.
Yeah, I think they were... Yeah, I think they were like 29.2, so it was about half a second off of the Q1 times.
But it's
so
about
if we see some of these...
wants to go onto the soft. I know we've got the Webber drivers pre-selecting them already, but... And
Kimi improves on his second lap on those mediums, jumps up just behind Mark. Ooh, just under 600ths of a second, covering 2nd, 3rd and 4th right now.
I think if I'm Kimi here, I just save these tyres and go in. Don't want to put too much wear on them.
Yathmaster Flash saying Wolfdog and Wookie are showing their hand too soon by putting those softs on. Getting a small bit of static apparently.
That's not in the party. I can...
Okay. Bear with us a quick moment then while we fix it.
It might just be the game on the Twitch app. It has had some issues, but we will try and amend this. If coming from either one of our microphones directly.
Let's see if that fixes it. LeBruno on a second flying lap on these medium tyres. He came back out of the pits on the same ones. We're going to see how this goes. Somehow that stays clean. Honest record saying the static's all gone. That's good news for us. 30.3, so he does improve. P9. He's in the top 10. Bless you. And within 3 temps of pole. Wolfdog coming out on the softs. So is Millsy.
Alfie on an outlap back on those mediums again. Committing to this medium time, I believe.
So, yeah, Alfie actually hasn't set a lap yet, so we're going to see what he has to offer. I'm just trying to see who's on track. Millsy coming through.
Droppass really burning out these mediums. Going P5 as a result. Jumping Wolfdog by 2,000.
Only just jumps Wolfdog, but given the fact Wolfdog out there on the soft tyres, I don't think that will last. I'm going to go to Millsy. He should be the first person across the line to start that on the softs. At least out of the current people on track. I'm going to go on board. We're going to take a quick ride with him around this circuit and see.
Gap 7 tenths between him and Halsey.
Yeah. So I was looking at it like, hold on a minute, is that right? No. Just under 8.
Yeah.
Basically 8.
Basically 8.
Wookie retires. He doesn't feel like he needs to go out on the softs. Millsy already 2.5 temps up. Onto the back straight. DRS open now.
Perhaps it was a bluff then from... Okay.
It could be. I mean, he's P2. He's pretty safe. Drive on Driver and Brad both retiring, neither wanting to risk it going out on the softs. Kimi R doing the same. Lion doing the same.
I think that's caused a lot of people on the upper end of the grid to retire as well, thinking that now that they're gone, it'll be less likely that they get jumped.
Well, there are only 3 people left in the drop zone that are on track. Davies and Milkman on outlaps. Davy's still on the mediums, Milkman on the softs, Alpi on a set of mediums as well.
And
but
if you're Brian or LeBrune, you need to be heading out now, otherwise you're not going to get out in time.
Did you call him Brian?
No, I said Ryan and Bruno.
So you said Brian.
Ryan!
And up to the top of the times, a second quicker, Millsy secures his place.
That's a lot.
Lots heard it too. She said you said Brian, so...
No, I did not.
I mean, if only we had that on video.
The Bruno not deciding not to come out. And dangerously lingering in the drop zone as Alfie pushes up to your favourite position, P11.
Alfie only P11, not good enough yet. We're gonna have to see what happens with his teammate as well. Wolfdog with the soft tyres goes fastest, first person into the 28.
I don't think he needed to make that lap. I feel like that was his choice to want to start on the softs over the mediums.
It's about sending a message.
ABR Ryan has come out on the mediums again. Interesting there from the man.
Oh no, he will get there in time, or at least he should. I was a bit concerned, I thought he was earlier than that. Davies is around!
Oh, I just saw that!
A spin from the Mercedes, that is his qualifying done and dusted.
Oh, and Milkman's missed the corner! He's locked up! And he's out on the softs as well! Ryan doesn't need to do anything now. And he goes into the pits noticing that.
Yep, that is... wow. What a sudden turn.
It's not over yet though. Alpha is coming round on these mediums for one last gasp.
I don't know how much ERS he even has left. I don't know if
he's got enough.
Put in a solid time. A little slide.
He only needs 2 tenths. It's going to be a close one.
Not enough.
No.
Does not improve. Both Mercedes out here in Q2, 11th and 12th. Milkman down in 13th for Alfa Romeo. Bradders alongside him in 14th, and drive on driver for Haas going home as well in 15th.
Mr. Washed LeBruno somehow making it through by the skin of his teeth.
Just watch. Man's gonna win a race this season, just watch.
I'm assuming that's the charity invitational around GameCube Baby Park for the N64.
Yo, don't play about Baby Park, alright? That's a serious track.
It's where the big boys play.
They call it Baby Park because it's deceptive.
Is it the what?
Because it's deceptive. They make you think it's for babies, and then you get knocked out by a blue shell one lap in.
You mean the bullet bill that was in last place?
No, the bullet bill from the guy that's in 4th place. This is Baby Park, who the hell knows what's going to happen. But that does wrap up.
You tried a 50 lap race around there.
Oh, yeah, I do NASCAR. That does wrap up Q2. Drivers eliminated: Alpi, Davies, Milkman, Bradders, and Drive on Driver. Leaving us with 2 Red Bulls, an Alpha Tauri, 2 Williams, an Aston Martin, an Alfa Romeo, a Haas, a Ferrari, and I think I said them all, but I should have been counting.
Well, and there's 2 teams that don't have a driver in, and that is Mercedes and Alpine.
Yeah, you're right. I definitely didn't pause for a moment because I was sat here counting.
But interestingly, only 3 drivers opting for the soft tyres in the end. 2 of which I think could have gotten through anyway.
I think maybe it was going to be close for Millsy as he was 10th, so it was worth the risk.
Oh yeah, but Old Dog should have stuck on the mediums unless he has a plan for these softs.
The man watched Luke Watkins last season, he knows what he's going for. Bradders apparently lost 4 tenths in the last sector. It could have been P11 for him, but it just wasn't to be, it seems.
We have a situation right now where the drivers aren't readying up.
We need him to advance. I only just realised Wookiee has the Indian flag.
He's always had that.
Yeah, I never noticed it before.
If you noticed, Old Dog still has the Ukrainian flag on, like a legend.
Oh, that's because that man knows what's up. I like that I said that Ulfdog might pull a Luke Watkins and go with the soft and hards and that summon Luke back into the chat. I think he's like Beetlejuice. If you say his name enough, he appears.
Should I try it? No, actually, no, that's
we're
a
waiting
dangerous
on
game.
we're waiting on Wraith. It seems. Where's Wraith?
Probably went to time trial on a different console.
Where this man at?
Who is your favourite celebrity, Al?
Who is my favourite celebrity?
Yes.
Gordon Ramsay.
Why?
I don't know, it's just something funny about watching a celebrity be willing to tell you to go fuck yourself.
I mean, a lot of celebrities only go fuck themselves. Actually,
yeah, but normally
Jimmy
they get in
Carr
trouble
told
for
me
it.
to go fuck myself one time. True story.
I mean, that's because it's you, though. That's not because it's Jimmy Carr.
No, but true story, he did actually tell me to fuck off one time. Don't know if chat want that story, though. So, I'll probably go back on that.
Lots saying Pato Award is her favourite celebrity. Definitely not biased. And Hajino's is Sean... I'm going to be careful saying this. Because you could pronounce it wrong and it becomes a very difficult word. Dyche?
Oh, Sean Dyche, the Burnley manager.
Oh.
I don't know if he's still Burnley manager. I think he... Oh no, it was Neil
Apparently
Warnock that just retired.
Apparently Hajino has a cardboard cutout of him being delivered.
Yeah! He's an absolute... Go on Google Sean Dyche, get a look at his... Get a good look at his
Dyche, give me a minute.
It's
It's past the time I was sat here.
Get a good look of Daishi. He is the definition of a hardcore Brexit.
Oh, and I gotta use Bing to search for Google because Microsoft Edge is a scum.
Just use Bing.
No, I don't want the Bing image results, okay? Bing doesn't work. Oh, wow. He looks like he looks like he would rough me up at a pub on a Friday night.
That's now look at Neil Warnock. His partner in crime.
Warnock. Oh. He looks like he was probably still managing back when England was good at football.
He was. Or do you mean like 1966? Ah, finally, we have a ready.
I mean 1966.
Yeah, we're moving on. Now that we've got someone who knows nothing about football googling football managers, it's time to go.
Hey, I know some football managers, all of which probably aren't football managers anymore.
Okay, name one.
Arsene Wenger.
Technically?
It was Mourinho.
Actually, yes.
Oh.
He's Roma now, in Italy.
Is Alex Ferguson still alive, or did he die?
He's alive, just
Oh, thank God.
just an alcoholic.
Oh, beautiful. Luke Watkins is saying he'd love to rough me up. I mean... Alright.
Sorry, this man's into 2D only.
So let me introduce you to VTubers. AC
Hey,
Lion out
VTubers
on...
can be 3D. VTubers can be 3D,
Exactly.
and you damn well know.
I know, that's what I want to introduce you to them.
You fucking... Nobody else knows what we're on about, because we're degenerates.
Go down the back straight, AC Lion, the first car onto the racetrack.
Fucking VTubers.
AC Lion in the Williams. He will be the first man to come through and set a time as long as he doesn't invalidate.
Fucking
Which is
3D
very
jiggle
easy to do here.
physics. That's all they have.
Oh.
That's all they have,
Ah,
Gail.
you're getting fired.
What do you mean?
You swore.
What do you mean?
That's like a £500 fine.
What? I said 3D jiggle physics.
No, you said the F word. Lots is pointing it out.
When?
At some point in the VTuber conversation, I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah, that's.
You've also sworn.
No, I'm smart. I quietly censor myself. Ali's disappointed in you as well.
Cunt.
He said. AC Lion coming onto the start straight to begin his flying lap. Thank you, James Hunt, the ghost of commentary past. Apparently came down and possessed Jeff for one moment there. I look forward to finding out who my new commentary partner will be next week.
Nothing
Lion.
more than the season, Joe. Nothing more than the season.
We only ever get one season. Lion, nice and tidy through the first.
Try to fucking race.
Keeping it just within. There's another one. Add one to the side jar. Out through the end of Sector 1. I've just realised I should probably have the lap data up. C. Davies saying he is living the life of Q2 elimination. Don't worry, Davies. It could be worse. It could be Q3 elimination every week. Or Q1, sorry. Now, see, here's the problem, Jeff. You're being a bad influence on the other commentators because now lots are saying that if you swear, she can. And, well...
Well, that's the reason she got fired last time, let's be honest, because of me.
Alright, so what I'm hearing is we're firing you. This is good to know.
No, I've got people on the inside.
If you would like to apply for the currently newly vacated...
Why not write to us?
...commentary seat in Tier 1, why not write to us at 722 BBC Lane, oh what the hell, Sky Sports Street, ITV1 as the postcode.
Yaps is not. Yaps is a great.
Line invalidated while I was...
I actually didn't say it. I stopped myself. I'd like you to know, please be proud of me, I stopped myself.
I don't know where Lion invalidated that lap, but he did, so Wookie comes through to go fastest with a 29.2. I wonder if anyone is using...
Teammate beats him by a 10th. We're actually going to be various now.
I wonder if anyone's using old tyres.
Well, possibly.
Mark jumps into the 28.9s. We've seen that Wolfdog is capable of a 28.8. LeBruno, P2, 29.1. He's putting his hat into the ring.
Before being dicked by the new guy, Lion. Mark, sorry, not Lion. Lion's just coming round in Sector 2.
Ryan, 28.9, jumps up to P2. Kimmy R jumps up to P3 with a 29.0. We're being asked if we have any predictions. I gave mine saying I think Wookie might have something for us today. What do you think?
I mean, it'd be unfair for me to say Mark, so I'm going to say Ryan. Brian, as lots pointed out.
Ali asking where Bruno has come from. Apparently Season 1. He's just gone back in time and
He's
out
trying
Bruno of
to get Season 1, but there's still too much of Season 3 in him, you know?
Well, no, he's got the speed of Season 1 Bruno. The problem is that the speed around him is matching that now. Lion dives into the pits. I think we're going to have a lot of cars coming into the pits. There goes the two Red Bulls.
Obeying the pit feature, which is nice to see. How long that lasts for me is lead. How's he going for another lap? Okay, fair enough. Thought we had a rule breaker there. Turns out we don't, not yet.
I'm going to do it once just to spite Milton.
Oh, and Mark's crossed the line! Mark broke the rules. Oh no!
It's fine, the FIA say it's fine.
Yeah, the FIA says it's fine. The real FIA says it's fine.
Gotta wait. We're gonna go on board with Halsey, I guess, because we don't really have anyone else to watch as they're all in the pits.
Go on, Halsey, give us a show.
Up by a 10th.
Doesn't gain in positions yet.
Currently.
Rear ring flies open. Down the first of the two back straights.
Imagine the terrifying experience if DRS was after this chicane as well.
Just wait for this year. Just wait for this year. They're adding DRS ranges everywhere. I wouldn't be surprised.
We don't need it here.
No, you need it here. You just need to keep it on through that corner.
I see you're going for the try to kill the drivers method here.
Hey, I've spun on that corner many a time. You know what? Let's just have DRS open and closable whenever the driver wants.
I mean, that's what it used to be in qualifying.
Just have it on.
When it was first introduced, in qualifying, you could use it whenever you wanted.
Just have it on all the time for the bands.
Elsie does not improve. In fact, loses half a tenth there. Not ideal for the AlphaTauri.
And it's now 3 laps old. That's the outlap. If he doesn't,
he's going to be coming into the pits, surely.
I mean, if he doesn't go in this lap, he's going to miss out on the last run. Meanwhile, Lion... Not Lion, sorry, LeBrun. Is that who's that coming out? Is it Lion?
No.
No, it is LeBrun.
Oh yeah, there it is.
It was on the Williams.
There's people coming out for their outlaps for the final run in qualifying. Leaving a little window of time just in case they invalidate to give them a second shot.
I don't know if I've asked you this. What's your opinion on the Williams wheel having the dashboard on the car instead of on the wheel?
I think it's weird, but I like it. It's different. That's about all I could say, really. It's
Do you think it provides a tactical advantage?
No, I think it's worse because your hands can block the screen.
Hmm.
Not entirely sure why they do it like that. I believe they've changed it now. It's just a strange choice by them in the past.
Wonder if it was cheaper to make the wheel less electronics. Or then more electronics because it's wireless.
I don't know. It's a good question. Somebody call up Claire Williams and let's find out.
Yeah, because we can get her here on NXR. I mean, Lots knows every female in racing, because every female is known by every other female in racing. Because that's how small the fan base is, according to most males.
I don't think that's correct, but...
I don't think it is either.
Sure. Here we go, Lebruno coming through to start his last attempt.
Do you know Claire Williams?
Last attempt in qualifying. Through the first chicane. Kills the bollard, but keeps it within the lines.
That bollard's stuck in his front wing. At least on my screen.
Oh, it went flying for me.
I mean, let's hope it's not stuck in the front wing, because it'll lose time otherwise.
End of sector 1. Dead even. Dead even.
He's got his teammate here to give him a tow. Look at the suck!
This is a great play by Williams.
We could see Lebruno here for a stonking lap. No, we've not, because he's cut the corner. Oh, he's washed.
We don't talk about Bruno.
Kimmy's also
we talk about Millsy instead.
Actually, to be honest.
Well, let's talk about Millsy then, because Millsy is still on a valid lap. Coming down to the end of up 6/10, that would put him in the mix for around 6th to 5th, depending on what his time is like through the final sector.
Haven't we seen times in the low 128s anyway, so we should be seeing better laps.
That'd be high 28s.
I meant for Q. Oh, DRS open here for Millsy. I thought we were in the low 28s last quali. I mean...
Oh. No, we got 28.8 in Q2, that was the fastest we have seen. Millsy does go fastest with a 28.9, a big showing from him here. Kimmy has indeed invalidated. Dropass has not, but he is on a slow lap, so he's going to have to go again.
I'm on board with Lion, who's setting his first time.
I'm going to see if Bruno's going again. See what his first sector looks like. He's up by a 10th. But Bruno on his last flying lap of the session. Currently a 10th quicker. That will get him up to 4th, but there's still a lot of the lap to go. Tidy through the chicane. Millsy quick to get out of the way. Bruno's lost time in the middle sector, but now through the flat-out right-hander. And into the hairpin. I think do these corners have names? Should probably find out.
Probably.
It's an old track.
We don't need names, we need numbers.
Ugh.
Preferably 6 and 8 and 43.
43 is a good number.
It's a very good number.
Bruno out the final turn now, on the power. Keeps the car to the left. No, he doesn't. Slightly moving to the right. Millsy retires as he enters the pits. Bruno does not improve.
Here comes Lion.
Lion
Oh!
goes fastest. Droppass will be the
Hello
next
there.
car across the line.
Kimmy's
What
not
does
going to beat
Droppass have
that.
to give? It's only 8th fastest.
Oh, he is!
Kimmy does
Just-
beat that. Now it's Mark's turn,
No, he doesn't!
and he only goes 4th.
He's
The
slower
Red
than
Bull's
Millsy.
coming through now.
Ryan
Wolf
isn't
Dog
going to
up
make
by
a good
2
lap.
tenths.
Oh,
Wolf Dog goes
on top.
fastest. What about Wookie? What does Wookie have? He's faster too.
No, he's
P2.
not, but it's a Red Bull 1-2 currently. Housy's on a lap, but it's not going to be enough currently unless he gains massively in these last couple of corners.
Halsey will be the last car to set a time. Ryan has invalidated. Callum is... well,
Okay.
Halsey does go 8th fastest. Callum claiming he is erect in the chat. As his boys put him 1-2.
He slammed it down on the table. A statement.
We...
Well, your
So before
50p was
this race-
wrong.
I mean, my 50p was only wrong by half a tenth.
Mine was only
But
one
I
by
did say
a-
for the race.
No, the 50p's for quali, not for the race. And
Oh.
then you ask about the
I
race.
thought we were
Do you
talking
not
about
know
the
how
race.
the 50p works?
We didn't have 50p in...
There's two
Tier 2 last
50p's,
season.
one
The
for
budget was
quali,
too
one
low.
for the race.
Yeah, but the Tier 2
You wanna
budget
do
last
the
season
same?
was too low. We did it with bottle tops. We could only afford one per race.
Wait, you could afford bottle tops?
No, we just scrounged them off of Milkman's milk truck.
Mm.
Your grid for the end of Q1 is a front row lockout by the Red Bulls. And then, I missed it, hold on. Give me a second. It
And
is
then
Red Bull
Kimmy
1-2
in
with Orfdog and
third.
Wookie.
Millsy in
Kimmy
fourth.
third, Millsy...
Ryan in
Here we go.
fifth. No,
No,
not
sorry,
Ryan.
it's Kimmy,
Mark
Lion
in
in 4th, Millsy in 5th, Mark in 6th,
Mark's in sixth.
Ryan 7th,
Yeesh.
Halsey 8th, Bruno 9th, and Dropass in 10th. Less than just under 3 temps covering the top 9 drivers.
It's a bad qualifying for Mark, all things considered.
I mean, it's not that bad. The times are
Well,
incredibly
no, but
close.
position-wise, obviously time-wise, no, definitely not. But like,
Let's give them the time of 21:29. Give them a nice 2 minutes to get their stuff sorted, and then go for the formation lap. What a crazy end to qualifying. We thought it would be Wookie, Mark, and Kimmy. Instead, Ulfdog out of nowhere, Millsy out of nowhere, Lion out of nowhere. We seem to have forgotten
well,
about
Lion isn't really
Lion-
out of nowhere,
Well, he got brought up to Tier 1 last season.
and got pole in his
Midway
first
through.
race.
He did, but in the madness of Kimmy and Mark's championship battle, with Yaps up there as well, we kind of lost him in the shuffle. So it's a sudden reminder that there's more than 3 drivers fighting at the front here in Tier 1. We've got at least 6, I mean 3 temps covering the top 9.
Also got loads of drivers that are impeccable with racecraft and will sneak positions whenever they can. So really is everything. So it'll be interesting to see what tyres people start. I think this is going to be the first race in a while where all 3 compounds will probably be started on. Do you think that'll be the case?
I think we could see it. I mean, we know we have a mixture of softs and mediums. We could see a few hards pop up towards the rear end of the field.
Well, it is the time to ready up. Let's see what tyres people will go with in the next 30 seconds. Oh, that man.
I can't remember if the tyres that are sat there in the pit lane mean anything, but I'm seeing a pair of hards on either side of the Mercedes garage.
It's hard to see Davies, that would be interesting. I don't think that's the case, though.
We'll find out. No, there's also
it's
hards
not.
there for Wookie. Unless that's the tyres they are planning to go to. In which case, we've got an insight and strategy there, and I found a cheeky secret.
Well, I mean, interesting if you see what tyres C. Davies has chose to start on. Let's take a look at those.
Let's bring it up. Bring up the tyre information. Here we go. It's obviously softs for Ulfdog. Put in a great lap at the end, so he's going to be trying to make the most of those at the start of the race. Wookie P2 on the mediums with Kimmy and Lion for company. Millsy on the softs in 5th. Mark and Ryan also on mediums, Halsey on the softs. Then we've got 3 more mediums of Bruno, Drops and Alpi. Davies has gone soft, while Milkman, Bradders and Drive on Driver are medium. Ryan's hard. Tomzo and Wraith are mediums, and Scrivs and Night Owl hards at the back. The strategy games are ready to be played. I mean, we do have all 3 tyres on the grid right now.
I have an interesting
we will
question.
Have to see.
Start this race.
Go on.
Who is Paul Ricard? Enlighten us.
Who is Paul Ricard? I'm assuming he was probably like an... It's either the area in France, or it's named after a driver.
Do you not actually know? That's surprising.
What is a... Oh, here's why. I don't know who it is, because Paul Ricard was a man who was in the business of a specific selling a specific French spirit called Patisse, and just wanted to build a racetrack. He had no links to motorsport before that.
Huh. Well, he's done a good
But
job
he
at crafting
financed the
one
circuit.
with so many different possibilities of layouts. Well, some would say
To be fair, it did not look like that in the old days. And the grid reforms actually does a surprisingly quick formation map. Love to see it.
Nobody holding us up, staying behind the pack like we have seen in the other tiers. But, like you can see.
Here we go, just waiting for the drivers. And we are away. It's a bad start from Wookie. Kimmy gets away well.
Wookie's had a woeful start actually, down to P5.
Down to P5, nearly 6, because Mark's going up the inside into turn 1 as well. Wookie managing to hold on, but Mark around the outside, forced wide. Onto the curbs, it's side by side further back with Halsey and the red...
Oh, Ryan and Halsey make contact. Ryan lifts his hand up in a bit of anger there. Forcing Halsey wide in exchange as a result. They're both fighting still. Will to will for this position.
Go Ryan coming back down the straight. He got a good run out of the corner. Looking for that slipstream off the back of Mark, but he's not getting there. Now he's got drop ass all over the back of him. Bruno's down in 10th. Lost a position on the start. Rookie is down 3 places. That is not what he wanted off the line. Although Wolfdog on the soft tyres making great use of them, up to nearly 7/10 clear of Kimi already on this first lap.
So interesting choice.
Millsy up the inside. Up the inside of Lion through the long right-hander. That's a beautiful move, but Lion tries to stick with him. The soft tyres allowing a bit deeper on the brakes for Millsy. He's up to P3. There's a Mercedes in the background.
It's C. Davies.
That's Davies.
He's bottled it again.
I caught him spinning in the background. Not quite sure what happened there.
Very unlucky there from C. Davies. Those soft tyres just catching so much speed he wasn't able to correct what must have happened. Another driver on board. Nothing.
Wraith. Sorry, Wraith already picking up a 3-second time penalty.
Really
Also, someone that's...
smooth.
Oh, Alfie's disconnected. If you could invite him back. Also, someone who has been quietly making his way through the field. I'm on board with him right now. It's Night Owl. He's up 6 places. That's going to become 7 as he passes the ghost of Alfie. We're going to have to keep an eye out on Alfie at the end of the race for timing glitch as well, just to be safe. Because that normally happens when somebody disconnects. Out in front though.
Strategy from Ryan Ard pointed out, he's opting for the hard tyre. Maybe that's going to limit him to making those aggressive. Hopefully giving him that extra chance to get a little bit of risk.
Could be. Millsy all over the back of Kimi R. Already the gap between Wolfdog and Kimi over a second, so he's clearing from the DRS range, which is what Wolfdog needed to do on those soft tyres, just get himself safely in the distance. Meanwhile, we're on board with Millsy as he closes right up to the back of the Haas. He's going to try and make a quick move, get these soft tyres shifting him up the field. He's up 2 places already. He wants to make it a 3rd.
I think it would be surprising if someone like Wolfdog or Millsy would go on to win this race, but it wouldn't be unwanted though. Not at all.
We enjoy a surprise win, and we came in expecting it to be between maybe 3 drivers. Now I'm not sure who's going to win it. Mark has made no progress, by the way, still in 6th place. Sort of just stuck in the pack at the moment.
Decent bit of VRS over the car ahead. He did this last week on Australia.
Further back, yellow flags. Ryan R's got around on the hard tyres. Let's have a quick look. Looks like his wing is intact, so it would have just been a spin, no damage.
Shame to see either way though.
His unfortunate DRS is now available. Millsy closing up to the back of Kimi R.
Why he's into. Rafe up to P13. That penalty's still in mind though, as him and Night Owl have gained quite considerably up the field.
Oh, Wookie up the inside of Lion into the flat out right hander. That's a poor place to make an overtake. He gets it done. Lovely move.
I think Lion backed off there a bit, not wanting the contact, or did he just go for it?
I think with where Wookie was, I don't know if Lion had much of a choice. Wookie was way up the inside. He was getting that inside line no matter what, and it was up to Wookie with how that move would end. I think the gap in front is actually... The gap in front is stagnated.
But it's over a second, and that's what counts. Medium's one is setting fastest laps, namely Wookie.
Tyres seem to be falling off quickly for the soft runners. Never mind, Davies, who spun out on those tyres, has just set the fastest lap. Maybe pushing a little harder to get up there. Passes his teammate Alpi for 15th position.
Did have DRS from him, so that might have catered into the fast lap.
It certainly helped out explain as well. I guess Millsy would have had DRS. Although Kimi is starting to close within to that 1 second. He's just outside it at the moment compared to Wolfdog. And the gap was starting to grow between him and Millsy, so maybe these soft tyres are not lasting as long as these drivers need them to. Let's have a quick Is there anything going on further down the field? We've got Ryan on the back of Halsey. They're pretty close. Drive on driver passes Scrivs as it came out of the chicane. It's a good move from the Haas. Scrivs trying to find a way back past on those hard tyres, but can't quite manage it. We got Ryan all over the back of the other AlphaTauri of Halsey.
Oh, they touched.
A little bit of contact.
Might be a helpful tap though.
No DRS for Halsey. So now looking to the outside. There goes Ryan up into 7th place. That looked like a fairly easy move, and DRS will do that. Kimmy's in within a second. He's in 3 tenths.
My word, how's the gap closing? Maybe the softs really have fallen.
Millsy keeping with him, but he doesn't seem to have the pace to challenge Kimmy right now.
Is the DRS
choice of soft tyres.
Surely Off-Dog can't defend this.
Kimmy to the inside, Off-Dog trying to hold on around the outside, not able to do it. Kimmy takes the racing line back.
What a cut though.
Now you've got 3 of them to play with, use them when you need them.
I definitely do, that's to my advantage.
Now down the back section of the circuit, we've got into the pair of high-speed corners. Droppass has also passed Halsey. I definitely think these softs are starting to struggle. Although Off-Dog is keeping the pressure up. But will it be enough? AC Lion lurking in 5th place. If these softs have fallen off, him and Wookie are in a prime position to gain some spots. We'll have to wait and see how the next lap or so pan out, because if Kimmy can pull away on these mediums...
Oh, Halsey's boxed.
The game... Wow, Halsey in very early.
I'll check to see if he's got wing damage. Coming through now into the pit, and no, it's just a straight tire change off the hards. Go for that undercut.
It's a very early move. I don't know how well that undercut will work versus the mediums, but we'll find out. It does look like a very warm race. So it could be that the track temperatures might be a little high, so they're burning up these softs quicker than expected. Because Kimmy is just pulling away here, even with the DRS for Millsy, for Off-Dog, they're just not closing. Wookie there in the background in 4th place is closing up to the back of Millsy.
They're not careful. As well. Why was the DRS so good for Kimmy, but not good for Off-Dog?
Well, it's because the DRS closes them up, but it's not enough to keep them close to the middle sector and the the final sector and the first sector, where you need the grip. Those tyres just don't have it anymore. Because you'll watch through here, that gap's going to grow. It's already gained 2 tenths.
Millsy's
another.
Picking up Off-Dog. So maybe the DRS will help him. Oh no, Off-Dog's took a very late pit entry there. I know we've talked about that. Oh.
That'll be interesting to see if that becomes an issue. Yellow flag, sector 3, it's Ryan off again.
I don't know if you caught that on the stream.
I don't have a good angle for it.
Definitely entered the pits quite late on though. Interesting. I don't know how strict we're going to be with that.
Tumbling down the order all the way to 18th, as nobody else ahead of him has pitted yet. Halsey has. I don't believe Ryan has. Ryan's just been having issues of his own. And Millsy is out of DRS range. Kimmy's gone.
Oh!
Yellow.
Off-Dog spun on his outlap!
Out of turn 2, it's easy to spin it there, and this is a terrible, terrible situation for Off-Dog. From pole position and fighting for the lead, he has made a terrible error here.
I almost didn't realise it. I was still on board with him after he came out the pits, and it was just like, yeah, he spun. I didn't even clock it. It was just such a shock to me.
Davids is making a good recovery so far. He's back up to 11th place. He's got those soft tyres still working under him. He's just passed Bradders on this lap. So maybe a bit of a better setup for the conditions, a bit of a lower tyre pressure maybe, as Millsy commits to the pit lane, and that's him going in for his stop. This will now unleash the trio of cars that were held up behind him, and we will see if Wookie, if Lion, if Mark have a little bit more pace to offer now that they're not held up by the Alfa Romeo. Ryan R picking up a 3-second time penalty, and he's off again. This is not the day the Tier 3 driver would have wanted, and that's a broken wing, so he will be coming into the pits. Lion!
Oh, that's a shame for Lion.
Time penalty.
But on the quick topic of Ryan, I think a lot of people can really get off his back now, to be perfectly honest. At least in my opinion.
I mean, obviously, the idea is with lower tiers we have them to help drivers develop, and I think that is...
That's why he's there.
We've seen the pace that he has, but we know that there's more to racing than just single lap pace, and that's why
me and you know that better than anyone.
Down there. Oh yeah. Also, since they've been freed by Millsy, look at the gap. Wookie within half a second, Lion only 4 tenths behind Wookie, and another half second back to Mark.
But important to keep track of the
ERS.
ERS. Wookie, very low ERS in comparison to the rest of his Kim.
The others would have had maybe more DRS. Well, DRS available a little bit more than Wookie did. He's been using the ERS to just close this gap, get into range. And now that he's here, the pressure's on for Kimi. In the background, we can see ABR Ryan in 5th place, fighting off Dropass. Let's have a quick look. How close is this battle? Not all that close. Move unlikely this time around.
Wookie gained about 3 tenths there with DRS, but he seems to have lost it most again coming out of turn 2. Very interesting.
Well, I found this at a race at Hungary, but it seems when you get about 6 tenths behind the car ahead is when you start to feel the dirty air coming off the car.
I think I know the race you're on about.
Grip. And so, when you come up down that start straight, you'll gain all the time from the DRS, and then you get into turn 2 and you'll have a lot less front end grip than you might expect. Wookie closing the DRS on his own.
Interesting there to see how close Lion has got to the back of Wookie.
See what these
got a
two
little
are
bit
up
more
to.
ERS to play with than Wookie.
Ryan losing a position there to Dropass for 5th and 6th place.
C. Davis has gone quite long on the soft scale, so I think he's trying to do what Luke Watkins did.
I think he is. I think he's on for possibly a better strategy, or at least playing it out better than some of the other drivers we've seen, the likes of Halsey, Wolfdog and Millsy, but we'll see how it plays out.
Oh, good move. Oh
Wookie
no, it wasn't the move. Wookie's going in quite early. And a lot of people are following him in.
Oh yeah, Dropass in, Ryan in, Bruno, Wraith and Milkman. Oh god, who else is in? No one else actually, it's just those 4.
See if anyone gets any cheeky overtakes in the pits. The whole grid is shuffling around. Ryan and Dropass came out literally inside each other, but the game has forced Ryan to go behind Dropass. Unfortunately, with the unsafe release mechanism.
Millsy, with his pit stop, has managed to re-jump ahead of Wookie. So back to where they were before the pit stop. Not a massive gain for Millsy though. The undercut hasn't quite worked out as well as he would have hoped. Meanwhile, I noticed this when looking through the pack. There is an almighty swarm of cars here, currently fighting for what is now 6th place.
Yes.
Led by Bradders, followed by Davies on the soft tyres, Night Owl on the hards, Alpi a driver on mediums, Scrivs is on hards, Tom's at the back of this, also on mediums. The tyre selection is just a rainbow here in this battle for 6th place.
I will say, Night Owl's done a terrific job of his racecraft here, getting up to P8 on those hards. As we see, the top 3 all pit together.
We're going to follow Mark here while they come into the pits.
Race takes the race
I think
lead.
we want to see where this trio come out in relation to the others. Actually, you know what? Where's Mills? Oh, Wookiee's actually gotten past Millsy. That's a very important move. We're going to follow Millsy and see where people filter out. Davies and Tomzo also into the pits. Mediums for Davies. That might be a
ahead.
Stop. Wookiee is ahead of Lion, not ahead of Kimmy.
The overcut worked
comes
though.
out the back of this 5. That would be the... Well, no, because...
The undercut, sorry, worked a little bit. That's what I meant to say.
Wookiee was ahead of Lion before he pit.
Oh, okay. I thought he undercut slightly.
Millsy fast out
drive on
it.
driver's around.
And that's drive on driver.
He was high up as well.
He was high up, but the pit stops still need to filter through because we've got a couple people at the front, the top 6, still yet to pit.
Night Owl now
That
P4.
is cruel for him.
Pushing for Bradders in P3. And Night Owl has done a terrific job here because either he'll go on to a set of softs near the end of this race or he'll get a free change on whatever tyre he likes. Safety car comes out. Being in this position, he could get some great points here as Bradders messes up the corner. Oh, that was close.
Not able to do it, but you see that light on the back of Bradders' car. That light is blinking. That means less than 20% ERS.
I thought it was
left
10.
On the... No, it's 20.
Oh, wow.
And Bradders
gone in.
commits to a pit lane. He goes wide, actually. Nearly into the runoff on the pit entry. And that's going to be a pit stop there for Bradders. We'll see where he drops down to. Night Owl does keep the DRS, though, as the detection point is before the last 2 corners.
Alpha is closed up to him.
He has. Meanwhile, Wraith and Milkman currently first and second. Alpine and Alfa Romeo, don't forget these are in the same stable under Bradders.
Will Wraith know that? Well, I mean, Wraith probably know that, but will Wraith play that game, being in reserve?
I mean, maybe. I mean, when you're a reserve, obviously you want to, especially in race position where you don't have a seat in any of the 3 tiers, you want to show, you know, that not only are you fast, but also you are able to be a part of a team. Because at times that is what this becomes. Alpi makes the move on Night Owl. We just missed that, but it was a DRS overtake, I believe.
Yep.
And Ryan gets ahead of Halsey further back. Lion right on the back of Wookiee. But Lion does have that 3-second time penalty hanging over his head.
Slipstreaming the back of Alpha, almost alongside him here. I believe it's called us. What's it called when you like just keep the toe around the side as well? Side drafting or something? He was almost doing that to Alpha.
That is side drafting, but side drafting has a different purpose, and I don't know how well it works in F1. Should try it sometime.
I mean, it came up in the topic a while back.
I want to start straight here. Night Owl tucking in behind Scrivs. Although I've just noticed something. Sorry, Scrivs and Night Owl tucking in behind Alpi. Look behind Scrivs. You can just see in the background of shot the front end of a Haas. Kimmy is coming. ABR Ryan setting the fastest lap of the race. He's down in 12th for the moment, but he is on a charge.
He's rapid, I keep telling him this. And it wouldn't surprise me if he has the fastest lap again this week as well.
I don't know which pack here to watch, because we've got this trio fighting for third place at the moment, but right behind them is the battle for what is currently the net lead.
I think we've got to go for the net lead here.
No moves being able to be made, although that camera shot managed to get both groups in. Lovely. Thank you, F1. That's some good camera work.
Are these front three trying to go medium soft?
They might be. I mean, I think Davies might be going for that as well. He pit onto the mediums. A 2-stop here seems like a way to kill your own race. So he may be trying to take those mediums to the end. He did go very long on the softs.
Oh, interesting.
So we'll be watching this top 5, because if they were going to go to mediums, I feel like they would have pitted by now. So that top 4, or top 5, sorry, could be looking for soft tyres, and they're going to be on a charge at the end. But Kimmy has arrived in this trio. He's brought Wookiee, he's brought Lion, he's brought Millsy. The friends have shown up to the party. I don't think Scrivs invited them.
And do you think these are the friends that you're just like, you didn't really want these guys coming, but they've shown up anyway, and they're here to just let down the whole vibe.
I don't think Alpi, Night Owl, or Scrivs wanted them at the party, but they're here anyway, and they're gonna cause a ruckus. The old tires, how well can they hold up against these newer mediums, newer hards?
Kimmy,
for Kimmy
DRS.
from Wookie. Watch, Scrivs, thankfully for him, has DRS as well, pulling him up behind Night Owl. Alpi did pick up a 3-second time penalty on that lap. Kimmy has to be careful.
The braking is a different Eon.
Ryan,
Kimmy's gone! Kimmy's around!
Oh!
Oh my word!
I think he managed to somehow keep that out the wall, but Mark goes by. He's going to be under pressure now from Dropass. It was such an odd spin, I don't know what happened there. The tyres are hot, so he's going to have to be careful. He lets Ryan and Dropass by. My goodness. And this puts my 50p of Wookie into the lead, the net lead of the race. Scrivs lets him by. That's some teamwork.
Managed to keep Lion at bay though.
No, he doesn't. Lion has already made the move, seemingly into the final turn. Lots saying Scrivs made contact. I did not see any contact.
I'll keep tracking his wing or not, but our tyres are flat spotted. They are not good.
Oh, that's Ryan's AI there, trundling along after Ryan retired in the pit lane. That's not ideal. Hopefully it gets out the way soon.
It is a wing change for Kimmy.
That is brutal for Kimmy.
Bruno, washed seconds.
Now we've got to watch. Bruno's got 3 seconds, so his race is going to be taking a huge hit here. Now Alpi coming under pressure. Night Owl, Wookie. A former McLaren driver versus a current McLaren driver here for 4th place.
But Lion that's caught up to the back guys as well now. Wookie in the same place Kimmy was when he spun, just 1 lap to go. And
to the outside. Here we go. That's
the sandwich.
Turning off the UI, I want to watch this. It's a beautiful move around the outside by Wookie. Can he make it stick? He can! Incredible move.
He's got Alfie as well on him.
And round
look
the
at the
outside of
traction!
Alpi forces him wide.
Lion's got to head Night Owl too.
Alpi's gonna lose the position down the start straight, surely.
Hence what Lion and Wookie do together, as Night Owl finally gives up the ghost on those hearts.
I don't think there's any way that Alpi can hold off Wookie here.
Oh,
that's a late move by
aggressive.
Alpi. Wookie round the outside though. Contact.
Oh, and they've been contact.
Lion
and
gets out of
Lion's
shape as well.
I mean, if a car makes contact in front of you, it's... Oh, Kimmy
is disconnected.
Let me get him back.
You'll need to get him back.
I will.
I don't know what happened there with... I mean, it was an aggressive defense from Alpi, moving reactionary towards Wookie, which is somewhat of a no-no most times. And then the contact in the corner, I'm not entirely sure if it was a case of Alpi running wide into...
Millsy overtaking Lion, what a move!
Lion may have got either damage or may have overheat the tyres slightly with a slide there, avoiding in turn 1. We saw him get very sideways, but it's also brought NXR Mark back into this.
How long is Rafe and Milkman going to go on these mediums?
Also, sorry J-Wall, I took them away because I thought we were going to get some great footage of battling, and we did get a little bit there, so I think it was worth it for the time being. But now we're going to see what happens. Orfdog all the way down in 12th. He's trying to make a recovery after issues earlier. He's on the back of Halsey. Bruno into the points, back in P10, although he will lose, I believe, 2 spots there.
Bruno's definitely back.
Oh, Bruno?
Yeah, P10, he's definitely back.
Lion on the back of Millsy, not close enough to make the move. Wookie is 4.7 seconds behind Milkman, who has lost nearly 5 seconds to Wraith. Wraith has been doing a great job preserving those tyres compared to Milkman. Milkman's pace seems to be falling off the cliff.
Both of them still need to box though. Because we have a
they're looking
timing
earlier.
glitch come back up.
Yeah, we're going to have to keep an eye on Kimi's times at the end of the race as well. He may have a timing glitch. Ulfdog, Tomzo, both picking up 3-second time penalties for track limits. Oh, apparently no contact. Alfie lost it on the curb, according to Callum28. I don't know if we had the best angle of it, but I will agree with that at the moment.
I mean, 16 lap on mediums, it's definitely going to be quite a lack of grip.
Lion all over the back of Millsy, trying to find a way by. I definitely think Lion is faster than the Alfa Romeo, but can he find a move?
Race boxing, he's followed the procedure well. Same with Milton when he's followed him in.
I want to point out, Mark has been the quiet man of this race. Qualified 6th, somewhat lower down than we expected from Mark, showing the level of the top tier here in NXR this season. Soft tyres do go on for Wraith. Well, he has from people making mistakes. He's up to 4th.
Well, I mean, 2 of the drivers in front of him started on softs. And as such, they've had the worst strategy.
You say that, but one of them is still ahead of him. But Mark has been quiet this race. The reason I bring him up though is he is in 4th. He's on the back of this pair of Lion and Millsy. Could he play spoiler? Could he sneak his way into the podium here and ruin the day for both of these drivers?
Well, Lion does currently have a penalty as things stand.
Oh, I forgot about the penalty. But he looks to the outside.
But he doesn't matter. Oh, move.
Not able to do it.
Millsy making the move on the Bruno. Lovely move into the corner.
Job done. Wookie right
Mark
behind.
making the move on Lion. Moves going on everywhere. How close is this 2-3-4? Lion trying to make it back on the inside. He's going to get both of them.
It's almost 3 wide.
Oh,
might have been contact there.
Lion and Mark definitely touch. And
oh, there's definitely touch again. I'd be amazed if Lion doesn't have some wing damage
also
from that
overtakes
second
the
hit.
Bruno. Bruno does not like these hards.
If you're Wookie, this is exactly what you want to see. These 3 fighting it out.
Gap up to 2 seconds. And Powell must be absolutely loving this right now. Mark can't find his way past Millsy.
He has moved his way into 3rd place. He would have gained it off of penalties either way, but it's a level of comfort for him now. Not having to worry about actually passing.
Within those 3 seconds of Lion, which is good to know as well. Lion is really getting a good view of Mark's sponsor on the back of the McLaren.
Now Mark will have DRS again. And now down the back straight, gonna look to the inside. Kimi R sets the fastest lap on a set of mediums. He's down in 18th. It's a terrible day for Haas. 18th and 19th right now, and Mark gets the move done. Lion might look for one as well. He's got a great run out of the chicane. He's gonna look to the inside of Millsy. We've seen a surprising amount of moves being made here.
Oh, I don't want to be round. Don't want to be side by side with someone in that corner, or this corner. Ooh.
There we go. Job done for Lion. Millsy did not make it easy for him.
I don't think he plans to let this go either, especially with Lion's penalty. It's only gonna stop Mark. Only gonna let Mark get further away. As we head on to the last 8 laps of this Grand Prix.
If you're Wookie, that's the last thing you wanted to see.
Squibs for 3 seconds. That's going to make things difficult.
For Wookie, seeing Mark get released from behind these 2, that's going to be a scary sight because we know what Mark is capable of. Wraith,
100%.
Fastest lap there. Up into 9th place as he comes past Halsey.
Wraith has done exceptionally well here despite being out in Q1.
Milkman, also following the strategy, has just passed Alpi. Yellow flags in the final sector. It's drive on driver.
Wraith has got much better racecraft than a lot of team principals suspected coming into the draft. He's doing very well here, and he's going to make the move on Ulfdog.
from personal experience at Jeddah last season, he's great at wheel-to-wheel racing. I mean, me and him had a good few laps of going back and forth with each other.
Yeah, you really did everything you could to help Kimi win your title. Ryan getting up close to Valtteri Droppass here for some good positions. And ahead of him, a few people also have penalties. He unfortunately does as well.
All over the back of Scrivs, trying to find a way by. The Aston Martin pressuring him as well.
Marcus cut about half a second into Wookie's lead. Five, 6, and 7, all one in single file here on the DRS straight. Here comes
to the inside,
and here comes Ryan as well.
Follow him. And Scrivs loses 2 places in the space of a corner.
Tiny lap hold hard will do that.
Bradders and Nightout passing Alpi, who comes into the pits, putting on a set of softs, so Alpi going for the fastest lap here. Feeling like he doesn't have much more to give, at least tonight.
I feel like that's something Kimi should definitely be doing, I'm not gonna lie.
It's going to be difficult. I think Kimi, you need to wait and hope for a safety car, if anything.
I think
if he gets a safety car, he can gain positions.
There ain't no way Kimi's getting back into some points here.
I mean, if there's a safety car.
But we haven't had one yet this race.
We haven't. I don't think we've had one this season in Tier 1.
Really does say a lot.
It's been a good season, man. Very good season.
Mark, so close to DRS, but just not there yet. Callum and Ali will be looking feverishly at the telemetries, watching the gap, thinking if Lion will also get involved here. DRS on Mark. Lion could be here to spoil the fun.
If you're Cal or you're Wookie, you are wanting Lion to fight. You are wanting him to pressure Mark as much as possible. Wraith has just moved up into 7th place, passing Scrivs, and now he's closing in on Ryan. TX Philip asking what happened to Kimi. We believe there may have been contact.
It wasn't Scrivs. Contact. He just spun out behind one of the drivers who had a different strategy. And I believe it was, but it wasn't any contact or anything. It was just lost the car on the straight that we're coming up to here.
Ryan gets past Droppass, moves up into P5, but the penalty still looms over him. Although, speaking of looming, here comes Wraith, closing on the pair of them on those soft tyres. The Alpine is flying right now.
Let's just hope he doesn't bin it, because Droppass wants this move on Ryan. Ryan weaving, or maybe getting a little bit shaky rather with the car. Wraith wants these moves.
He knows he has the advantage, he just needs to be smart with the move. Drive on driver setting the fastest lap of the race from 19th. Not ideal, but does take a point away from another team, another driver.
This could be fastest lap here from Wraith, or no?
No, he's 5 laps in on these softs, he's not going to be saying fastest
laps. He's only 2/10 off, to be honest.
And late! Wraith to the inside, and job done. There he goes.
Say about being smart, you've also got to take risks. And that's definitely a risk from Wraith there, as he knows he needs to try and get 3 seconds on Droppass.
He could do it, he will have DRS here on Ryan.
But Mark's within DRS of Wookie.
Alpi now taking the fastest lap. Wraith up into 5th place. 4.8 seconds. It'll be interesting to see if he can close that to Millsy. But yes, we move back to the front now. And see this battle, the top 3 all nose to tail. Covered by less than a second.
Oh, sorry. It's worse timing. in the world. Mute my mic.
In the final sector, Lion has been clinging on to the back of Mark this whole time. Millsy nearly 3 seconds behind. If they can keep pulling away, Lion might get to keep this podium.
DRS now. Can Lion get close enough here to Mark? Can Mark get close enough to Wookie? 3/10, both of them.
Not quite enough.
Mark's ERS though is dwindling, and that's
another
another
3
3 seconds for Lion! And that's definitely fucked his chances.
That is definitely game over for the podium, at least, for Lion.
So unfortunate. He was gunning for it.
Wraith has gained about nearly a second on Millsy since passing
Yeah, rest for
Ryan,
Mark.
so maybe there could be something on back there.
Is there anything here? I don't think so. Not
He
yet.
looks, but he doesn't go for it.
Same with
Lion
Lion
slots him
behind
behind
as well. I think whatever Mark is doing with Wook, Lion is copying with himself. The gap is pretty much symmetrical actually. We keep looking.
I think if you're Lion, you also know that while you can fight to win it on track, you are safer just holding on and trying to see if you can follow these two and get as much of a gap as possible to preserve what you can.
Currently he's only going to be P4!
Mark's around! Mark's lost it!
Both of
Oh my
last season's
goodness.
championship contenders! They've spun! And
Oh
Wraith,
my goodness!
Wraith and Ryan take advantage, so does
And
drop pass.
pass.
Oh my word!
What has happened? Lion now, within 2/10 of Wookiee, he's not going to be able to keep the win, but I'm sure as hell he's going to fight for it.
Nobody,
He will be keeping the podium, currently.
nobody expected Mark to make a mistake there. He was impenetrable last season. But even the mighty bleed. And that's a very open cut there on Mark's arms. That's
I mean,
such a
we
shame.
have seen him and Kimmy fight amongst themselves, and with the occasional interloper last season, as Lion goes for the move up the inside, takes the
Wookie
position
does
from
not
Wookiee.
fight this.
Alpi retires in the pit lane.
Comfortable with his fastest lap. Kimmy has not decided to go for this fastest lap. Perhaps content that somebody else has already got it outside the top 10.
His teammate has actually got it, I think. Either that or Alpi took it back. As Wookiee
Alpi's had it
having
for
a
the
look.
last two things. Well, 2 fastest laps. He's had one
Ah,
fastest lap and then he did it again.
Bruno fighting wheel to wheel with Halsey, trading back
Lion.
and forth, not able to get the job done. Bruno nearly loses it.
Lion currently P2.
Yeah, actually, yeah. He will maintain. No, he's got 6 seconds.
Oh, he does!
Yeah.
My bad. Are we gonna stick on penalties now just so we
Ryan.
don't forget?
That's probably a good idea. Oop, I've changed the wrong thing. There we go. Wraith and Ryan actually fighting it out for 4th place. They are fighting for position. Drop Pass and Mark in the background, both without penalties, are going to try and see what they can steal from them. Wookiee, if you're in Wookiee's position, you could be content to just sit behind Lion and play it safe for these last 2 laps. No need for a risk, no need for a crazy move. Never mind, he
If you're
goes to
Mark,
the inside.
though, he needs to get this move on drop pass. But Wookiee makes
takes
the
the
move.
lead.
Very well done there on Lion.
Wraith,
But Lion's
back
gonna
past
try and
Ryan.
see it back.
Mark's gone again! Mark
No!
spins again!
Oh, you bumper!
He loses more places. Ulfdog goes by.
How
Ulfdog with a
is
6
having
second
wet
penalty.
dream right now.
This is incredible.
Mark
Wookiee and Lion nose to tail. Mark has
not been wanting to remember this race.
no. This will be a race for Mark to forget.
Wookie won't want to forget this. Not in a million years.
And
And
keep in
Ryan
mind as we
makes the
come
move
to
for
start
P4. Not passes
Keep in
on
mind,
for a
as we
podium
start-
here.
this final lap.
The Ferrari could be on the podium if he doesn't make a mistake.
No,
Yeah?
no,
Rafe
because
and
it's
Ryan
like
have- Oh, yeah.
yes, but look at Come on now.
I'm just
Don't
trying
forget,
to be...
Wookie, before this, last season didn't have a seat in NXR at all. He wasn't even racing in the league. I don't think he was allowed to race in the league.
I mean, there was a fair enough reason for that.
He was brought back, and he's proving that he deserves his place here. Lion. Lion, very laggy. I don't know what's happened there, but he has gone past Wookie. There's a lot of lag coming from that Williams.
Please
That is
don't make
terrifying.
contact with our leader, Lion. Oh, he's a wobble. He's a wibble
he's
wobble.
pulled over to the left. I think he's letting Wookie go because that is some scary lag. And there's no point in fighting it. Bradders did pick up a 3-second time penalty while I was distracted by that. Meanwhile, Wraith and Ryan still fighting it out side by side into the fast right-handers.
Go on, Ryan.
Put your bias at home, Shaman, please.
No,
this is a great battle,
I would
Wraith.
never.
On
Wraith's
these
light
used
is
soft
drinking.
tyres.
Wraith's
Both
light
of
is...
them were.
But coming across the line soon. I'll let you take the fanfare and applaud it.
Here we go, out the final turn to come home and take the win here at the French Grand Prix. It is Wookie. Lion, I believe, will maintain second place. Oh, sorry, third place. As the penalties come in, Wraith does beat Ryan to the line, but Dropass will steal fourth from under both of them. Mark will take seventh. Halsey, Bruno, and Ulfdog round out your top 10 for the moment. Milkman does not steal one on penalties. Davies will be 12th. Night Owl, a good drive, but not quite enough to get him in the points tonight. In 13th, with Tomzo just behind. Kimi R.
Watch Kimmy have a timing glitch here.
Yeah, that was definite timing glitch. He didn't have a penalty, so we'll have to get that sorted. Scribbs
with the fastest
lap
lap
at the end.
Taking it off of
point for
Alfie.
No point for it, but he'll steal it anyway.
Alfie, who somehow has un-DNF'd himself.
Yeah, I don't know how that's happened, but drive on driver coming through to cross the line soon to finish. But our winner today, the man who I put my 50p on,
Fair enough.
it's Wookie.
We'll be loving this. And I'll tell you what, I think there's a different constructor for all of the top 5. Unless Alfa Romeo and Alpine are part the same, which I think they are, so it's
They
just
are.
a top 4.
Yeah.
The game's driver
I mean,
today
Goes to Wraith, and it was a good drive from Wraith. That bold strategy, putting on the soft tyres. Can't disagree.
We'll see what Twitter has to say. As Wookie hands up copies of the F1 2021 game, he wants new people to race. He wants better people to race with. The Indian. He doesn't actually look that Indian on the top step.
It's a good result from him. A good result from Millsy as well to pick up second place.
Penalties and going down.
I will do when it pops up. There we go.
I know. And then show
There
him.
we go. Final results. AC Lion there in third place. Dropass fourth. Wraith picks up fifth place for Alpine. Ryan scoring another, I believe. Oh no, I don't think he did get points last week, did he? I think he had issues at the end. But sixth place for Ryan. Seventh place for Mark. Not what he will have wanted. Halsey, Bruno, and Ulfdog are the last of the point scorers. Milkman just outside. Davies and Night Owl will be looking to gain a little bit more next week. Kimi R all the way down in 16th. That is a tale of what could have been for him. And we'll go for a quick breeze through the incidents. Can slow the stream down later if we need any of these. But what a race!
Lot, are you saying Pato top 5 is the only good thing about tonight? Don't
Yeah,
know.
he's talking about the She's talking about the IndyCar race.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Yeah.
That's
There's no one in this league
That's an
called Pato.
interesting new name for Wookie. Pato, more like Patty.
What?
No, I didn't say it. I want you to point out that I did not say it. I said Patty.
I will say, I've just looked in the team chat, and Mark is very much unhappy with how the race played out, very much taking the blame on himself, saying that he made the mistake and that he should have won it if he hadn't. It's very unfortunate. Sadly, that is the way it goes sometimes. But to finish first you have to finish.
And this is what this man did right here.
Oh.
Would you like to take the questions this time, Shaman?
Sure, I can do that. But before I ask my questions, I'd like to ask the driver, what did they think of the race? Also, if you'd like to go to the showroom, go. Yeah.
It's slow.
Sorry, what was the question?
Before I ask any major questions, you guys just go through the race yourself? Make out any key moments?
Well, starting P4, not a bad lap. Start P4, grid was incredibly close. It was insane to see so many times within a tenth. And yeah, just I knew my job from the start. I just had to cut people off when they started to pit, and just kept with the leaders and did my job. Unfortunately, 2 penalties ruined it a bit. That's my mistake, so I've just got to work on that. And yeah, we're going to Spa.
Do you think those penalties might have cost you more if certain situations didn't happen tonight?
Yeah, a lot more, definitely. If Mark didn't spin, I got very lucky with Mark spinning. Yeah, if Mark didn't spin, I wouldn't have been on the podium, so yeah.
Do you think you could have caught Wookie, and stayed ahead of him without the penalties? Would you have tried it a bit more, or...?
If I didn't have any penalties at all, yeah, I would have gone for the lead, obviously, but, you know, me and him are mates, so there was a bit of an incident on the lap. It was my lag, of course, so I gave him the position on track, because there's no point me crossing the line on first, so he can enjoy his win, and GG's win.
Do you have anything to ask, Gail, or content with that?
For me, it's obviously from last week we had a couple names that seemed to be pushing themselves to the front with the likes of Kimmy, Mark, and Wookie. But obviously this week we've seen a lot more people push into it. Do you think that maybe more so this week that you have a chance when it comes to a championship?
I'd like to believe in myself, yeah, but this grid is so competitive, it's unbelievable. There's so many quick drivers there. There's Alfie, Ulfdog, there's Wookie, there's Mark, there's Kimmy, Millsy, Artifact. There's so many quality drivers in this grid, so yeah, I've just got to work hard, push myself to the limit, and see where we end up.
Fair enough. That's all I had to ask. But
And
congratulations.
that's it for me. Congratulations. I hope you enjoy the champagne. Have a great rest of your evening.
Cheers, guys. See you later.
Have a good night.
Yeah, man. Yeah, can you take the questions from the last turn? I'm feeling really ill.
Oh, yep, no worries.
Who?
Be Millsy.
I'll just make sure I have that.
Hello, Millsy. Make sure you
you're right.
include your audio.
Yeah, audio's all included.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, P2. How was that for you? Because at least going into this race, I will say I was surprised just from qualifying at how high up you were, but then obviously the race played out even better for you.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't there were a lot of qualifying practice, and that kind of showed in the Q2. I was a bit disappointed that I couldn't start the mediums because I think that was a huge advantage on this track. But made the softs work early stint, and then stint made a good move on line, and then managed to sort of hold off the guys behind for now. And then when the tyres got too bad, came to the pits about lap 7. But yeah, by the end the tyres on the hards were done. They were 79% front left. I was hoping they weren't going to puncture. But managed to get a solid P2 in the end, which I think was the best I could hope for. Was really happy with that. So, yeah, it was a good race, and some good fights in there with the guys. So fair play for them, keeping it clean.
So I asked this question to Wookie just now. Oh, not Wookie, to Lion just now. But after last week, obviously we had a couple names show themselves as championship contenders. Do you think this week you've shown that you too can throw your name in the ring and maybe you can fight for the title as well?
Maybe, I don't know. I think I'm a bit off on the raw pace compared to the likes of Mark and Kimmy and Wookie that who obviously won today. I think I just lack that couple of tenths, but maybe if I have consistent results we can be sort of top 5, but I'm just keeping it race by race with the championship. I'm not really focused on it too much.
So you were in that lead pack for the majority of the race, fighting with the likes of Kimmy, with Mark, Wookie, Lion. Were you surprised at all when you saw some of the mistakes coming out of the other drivers, from penalties, from their spins?
Potentially, I know Mark had a bit of a difficult races because I think he was obviously got a bad qualifying, and I think maybe just pushed a bit hard, which it happens. It happens to all of us at times. And then Lion's got a few pens, which is a bit unfortunate, but managed to pick up on other people's mistakes. I'm not too sure what happened to Kimmy. I was a bit too far behind to see, but I don't know if he just lost on traction or something like that. But unfortunate for those guys. But happy to pick up the pieces.
Well, congratulations on P2. Maybe we'll get to see you again in the coming weeks as well.
Hopefully that's the plan.
Well, good luck and have a lovely night.
Yeah, thank you guys. Take care.
And I need to... Shaman said he would be right back, so I'm going to need to invite Wookie into the party. Give me 2 seconds while I find him. Where is he? There he is. He's in the Red Bull. Hello, Wookie. If you could make sure you include your audio.
Yeah, it's included.
Wonderful. So, last week we saw you show a strong performance from the back. This week started P2 and you've gone on to win the race. How does it feel?
A long time coming. I think that's the best way to put it. I'm kind of... everything fell into place, kind of, because obviously first Kimmy went, second Mark went, and then the Adam behind me had 6 seconds, and he was lagging a little bit. He told me that apparently I forced him off track, and he gave him a legal overtake on the last lap, but on my screen I didn't see any of that. So, but yeah, it was an up and down race, because there's moments where I'm like full on pressure, where I've got Mark hounding me, and then moments where like it's being relieved again, and then the pressure's coming. But yeah, it feels good to get it done.
Well, I realised I asked this question to everyone today, but last week we saw you show obviously a lot of potential for this season, going from the back to finish 4th.
Yeah.
This week, obviously, with second place on the grid to the win, do you feel like you have a good shot at this championship?
Maybe, but I'm just concentrated on carrying the momentum in the points. I'm not gonna like overwhelm myself with pressure and then throw it all away. I'm just gonna take it race by race and then move on like that, basically.
Were you at all surprised by how close the pack was today? Because obviously we had your teammate starting on pole, but we had, I think it was the top 6 separated by, I think, less than 3 tenths in Q3.
Yeah, I was, because like I did a bad banker at 29.2, and I thought, oh, that would get me like P4 at least, or P3. And then as soon as I know I'm down to P6, and I really needed the last lap. So yeah, I was definitely shocked by how close it was today. I think between like P1 and I want to say P6, it was 2 tenths, I think.
Gee.
It was, yeah. I'm just saying it was, yeah, quite a lot, but yeah.
Well, it's been a pair of great performances from you so far. Hopefully we can see more of it as the season goes on. It's good to have you back, and congratulations tonight. And
It's good to
hopefully
be
we'll see
back.
you again.
Congratulations,
Hopefully.
Wiki
Don't
Mug.
go commentators cursing me though, because
That's what I say, hopefully.
We have the same amount of opportunity to curse you as we do the other 19 drivers, so the luck better be on your side.
hopefully.
Well, have a good night.
Okay,
Enjoy the
Congratulations.
champagne, sir.
thank you.
So an exciting night today. Obviously, very close at the front. We've seen multiple new faces appear as potential drivers in the championship battle. I think, actually, from tonight, with Kimi scoring no points, with Mark finishing down in, 6th, 7th, I think Wookie may have taken the lead in the championship here with a
I
4th
believe
place and the win.
he is the new championship leader.
Plus, we've got, obviously, Millsy showing potential here as well, alongside Lion. We've seen other drivers poking in and out of this group. Obviously, Artifact wasn't here this week, so we don't know where he could have fit into this equation. Ulfdog showing qualifying pace, but mistakes in the race really cost him. But there's a lot of people at the front here. We've got at least 6, 7, maybe 8 drivers who have the ability to claim that they have a shot at the championship. And that's just out of the first 2 races. There's so many more that could pop up as the season carries on. And I
And
look
this is
forward to see it.
exactly why you can't afford to miss a racing on NXR.
Well, it has been a great night of racing in France, which is a shock to say from Formula 1. But,
But we could have 2 more this very week.
oh, that's true. We are back tomorrow with Tier 2. We are back on Wednesday with Tier 3. Both coming to you from France. Until then, that'll be all from me.
And that'll be all from me.
Have a lovely night.
Have a lovely